Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering February 6th through the 12th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings, meaning whenever this video shows up for you, that is the time that the messages are meant for you. So welcome. I feel like we're going into a much lighter week, and we have a lot of the intensity of the astrological shifts behind us, and we're really working in that energy of the new moon in Aquarius, the manifestor energy. I see Aries is an air sign, so I see us I see the image of a dandelion, the one where you blow your wishes into the wind, as we're in this Chinese New Year, as we're in this Aquarius new moon energy, the 6th universal year. We're immersed in the 2 vibration, right? 2022 is the year we're in, which is about balance, and it's about fairness. It's about, the 6th universal year is about family and home and love. And so I am seeing lighter and brighter days ahead. Now understand and remember that is a choice, right? How we move through this world and what we choose to contribute to or what we choose to not contribute to plays in a role in how we energetically manifest in this world, right? So that doesn't mean that we have to stay positive all the time, that we only have to see the good things or the silver lining in everything. What we can do is we can continue to be open and receptive to learning, growing, and evolving through experiences, understanding ourselves on deeper levels. And as we do, we then become more clear about who it is that we are and what it is that we want, and then we align to those things. So it really is becoming more present and aware and open to the wisdom of the experiences we're having. So that being said, I wanted to do an angel reading this week. I love angels. Angels are my first love. I think it's important to tap into many different kinds of frequencies, but I really enjoy these readings the most. So I will be working with pulling a guide for the week from the Archangel Oracle card deck. I will pull a message of healing for you from the Crystal Angels. Action steps that you can take this week to support your healing from the Cherub Angel cards. What you're being gifted with this week will come from the Healing with the Angels Oracle cards. And then finally, as always with angel readings, we will finish up with an overall message from the Angel Prayers Oracle cards. All right, friends. So let's start. Let me open up space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you this week. I'm going to ask that any messages that come through be for your best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, so I'm going to connect my heart to the heart of the archangels in this oracle deck. And what archangel wants to come forward and deliver a message for you this week? What is the most important archangel we need to hear, see, feel, and know this week? All right. Let's begin. Oh, Archangel Raguel. What did we talk about? The 2 energy in the intro, right? The 2 energy is about balance. This is Archangel Raguel. So his message says, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlining order. So many messages here. So sometimes it can be hard to see the fruits of our labor. And if you have been taking action steps or you've been making adjustments in your life and you're not necessarily feeling the peace of those adjustments, I feel like Raguel is coming in to support you this week to let you know that all is in divine and perfect order. You know, when we make changes and when we make adjustments in our lives, especially with our own energy, our own, boundaries, our own spiritual growth, understand you're not alone on this planet. And so it shifts the energy all around you. And so as you expand in light, that which is not in alignment needs to come up and out. So it is a beautiful part of spiritual growth. And we need to remember to embrace all aspects of that. So if you have felt like things have been out of balance for you, this is a great angel to work with, to ask that inquiry question of where should I put my energy first? Sometimes we think if we take care of the child, the dishes, the business, the responsibilities, when we go outside of ourselves and when all those things are okay or working and functioning, then we'll be okay. And what happens is it energetically creates more have-tos and shoulds. So you can invite the Archangel Raguel in this week and ask him to show you what pathway to take to restore balance in your life. If you're feeling like maybe if we can make it as simple as giving and receiving, maybe you notice that you've been giving a lot, and you can ask Raguel this week what would be the most beneficial way to balance into receiving, right? Understand too, I'm kind of seeing here, if you feel out of balance, but you don't even know where to begin, you can ask Archangel Raguel to show you where you're out of balance. And that will be the areas where you're feeling that contempt, resentment, frustration, annoyance, aggravation. And that's the part of our humanness that we really need to get to know, right? Because it's your body and your energy telling you something is off. And so sometimes we can pretend like not to see it. But again, if you really want to know, ask Archangel Raguel this week and he will show you where things are out of balance. And again, it's not a shame or any judgments or anything. It's like, oh, I see it now, and now I can focus my energy. Sometimes it is our the work we do in service for others. It's our soul mission. That's the work we do in service of others. And then we have our spiritual journey, which is our own soul's work and our own soul's growth, right? We've all come here with certain themes and certain experiences to develop and overcome and move through in this life. It's usually whatever areas of your life has created pain or, strife in some way. And so you may have to look at those areas this week and shift things into balance. So Archangel Raguel is the angel of relationship harmony. So because we're in a 6 universal year, 2022 equals 6, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6. 6 is the energy of home, family, community, friends. So this week, you may feel an imbalance in those areas. Maybe you're feeling lonely in a sense, and you have a deep desire to connect with a community or friendships or your partner on a deeper level, right? Maybe you have made some adjustments with your inner circle or friendships or your family, and there's a desire this week to create deeper, meaningful relationships with people. Now, that would require us kind of coming out of our comfort zone. It might be joining a group or taking a class or meeting new people or going online and watching something live, maybe connecting with people in some form or another. I know that's more of a challenge for introverts, and earth angels tend to be introverted, so to be amongst, large groups or to put yourself out there can be a bit of a challenge, but it can be a really good way for you to overcome and align with new energies. So you can invite Archangel Raguel in your life if you are experiencing or would like to experience more relationship harmony in your life. If there's some area where there's strife or struggle, or maybe there is an experience you're having, with a partner, with a family member, with a child, with a work person, if you invite the Archangel Raguel in, what he does is he helps resolve the situation in a way that's fair and just for all concerned. So if you've recently made adjustments or you've set boundaries in your life, right, in some way, and you have people, who may not have liked it, or maybe, it's come, arguments have come up. Maybe you have family members who are in that space who are arguing. You can invite the Archangel Raguel into that situation. And I feel like he's saying here, even if there's strife, even if there's struggle, even if there's disharmony, it's still all good. It's still in divine order, because again, we're really not going to know where to focus our energy in healing unless we're being squeezed in that area, unless we're uncomfortable, right? And so, again, I remind you to remove those labels of good and bad, right? This is good, this is bad. This feels good, this feels bad, right? If you can allow the experience to be what it is, there's wisdom in all facets of experiences. And again, I understand that this is a challenge in of itself, right? So I know these things, and of course I definitely get immersed into emotions and, kind of run away from those feelings that are intense or overwhelming or uncomfortable. But I also know it's a matter of time that I have to sit down and really embrace it and face it, So we have to have a level of acceptance of being okay with whatever happens next. If I need to make this change, or if I need to make this adjustment, or if I need to say this thing, or if I need to ask for this thing. Again, we could fear disharmony. We could fear backlash or whatever it is. We could fear, maybe somebody is passive aggressive, or maybe you have somebody who's struggling from an addiction, and that in of itself can activate a lot of anger and frustration. So I can understand, although I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I've had those experiences in my life with adversity. And so it can be scary to confront, or it can be scary to express yourself. And so I encourage you to invite the Archangel Raguel in this week. And, if you don't know what to say or you don't know what to do, give him space to come in. And you might be guided in other ways to come up with a peaceful resolution for all involved. What else can I say about him? He's the angel of fairness and justice. So if you're feeling something's not fair, you can, even if you're seeing injustices in the world, as an earth angel, you are powerful, and energy responds to command. So if you're seeing injustices in the world, and we don't want to label things as good or bad, right? And we don't want to pick sides. But if you can send the Archangel Raguel to a situation, to a group, to an experience, and then opt out of the outcome, that is a powerful way that you can support your community, that you can support your country, that you can support the world that we live in. It could be an unfairness or injustice with Mother Earth. It could be arguments. It could be disagreements. If you can send the Archangel Raguel to the situation and saying, Archangel Raguel, I see this, right? We're kind of like, Earth Angels are kind of like the spies a little bit. We're Snoopies for the divine, right? And so we give intelligence to the divine based on how we're feeling. We've come into this life connected to the divine on a deep core level. And so we have this like innate desire on some deep level to heal the world, right? That's what earth angels are gifted with. We have the ability and the capacity to really harness the energy of unconditional love. This is why a lot of us who haven't been taught like boundaries or haven't been taught how to use our voice and being empowered in our voice, this is how we can unfortunately, until we learn, get steamrolled, have heartache, betrayal. But again, all those things, all those shadow teachers that have come into your life have taught you what it is that you need and how to protect yourself on a really beautiful level, right? In an empowered way. That's what I want to say. It has taught you how to stand your ground. And again, non-confrontational, but like, this is who I am. Period. Right? Many earth angels are incredibly independent, and because of that, we can open up to codependent relationships or end up taking care of other people, right? Because we are so dependable. And again, we want to kind of find that balance within. So you might be experiencing these energies within your own masculine and feminine energies, right? So maybe there's a part of you that wants to be more financially secure. And again, this is just a basic example that's coming up for me. And yet maybe your predominant resources come from a parent, or comes from a job that you're not necessarily happy in, or it comes from a spouse or a partner, and you would like to have a balance in being more financially secure for yourself. You can invite Archangel Raguel into your life to support you in that, to empower you to make those adjustments, right? Maybe you are the one that's, let's say, working in the financial arena and providing, and maybe you would like to activate that feminine energy of rest and silence and pause and meditation and that spiritual development. Maybe you would like more of that in your life. I mean, really connecting to wisdom and feeling and connection and, the emotional energy and the beautiful feeling body, right? That's feminine energy. So you can really kind of take pause and check in within yourself and saying, okay, where may I be out of balance? So such a great energy to come out to start with. It's so multifaceted in so many ways, but of course it would be, right? Because the angels are so smart. They know what they're doing. That's why I love them so much. All right, so message of healing. I'm going to ask, what crystals are very healing. What crystal wants to come out to support you this week in your healing, and what message of healing does it have for you? All right. Tanzanite, ready to love again. So fascinating. It says you've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So again, Archangel Raguel is the angel of relationship harmony. So specifically for some of you who have been physically single and you are in a space where you are open to receiving companionship, friendship, partnership, and deeper levels of love in your life, because you're coming from a place of wholeness and balance, right? So Raguel can help you restore balance to any areas, right? So here's the thing, that I've learned in my journey is that when we're in the place of feeling like we need something in order to be fulfilled, whether we need that full bank account or we need someone in our lives, some romantic partner in our lives, or if we're in a space where we need like a fancy job, or if we feel like I can't be happy, or I can't, I need to have like this thriving business, or I need to be seen in front of these, or I need to have this opportunity. If we're in that place of need, and again, this is like a come to Jesus, like almost like we really have to face this. If we feel like I can't be this unless I have this, it's probably not the time for you to pursue that thing, because then you will be giving to get, and most likely that's not going to fulfill you, right? So for example, I aligned to my boyfriend at a time that I had fully accepted, I had fully accepted that if my life was going to be of service to humanity, and that's what it was going to be, I had fully accepted that that was my journey. I had accepted that I was enough just as I was, and that I didn't need anything in my life I didn't need anything in my life to validate that. And so, and I have to say, honestly, friends, I've been very transparent that, I've been seeing, going to therapy with a therapist, a licensed therapist for, over 3-4 years now. And then before that, for a couple years, before that with somebody else. And so I've been on this journey of evolving. I've worked with a spiritual mentor, and I've received support in so many areas of my life, right? So, working on the absences of support and experiences, and especially for me in emotional availability, right, from people in my life, I have been able to find my true self. I have been able to find and enjoy who I am, right? So, and I'm using this on a basic level because it is talking about love here. And again, this could be love on so many levels. It could be like if you're wanting your business to grow, or if you're wanting more clients, or if you're wanting a higher paying job, or if you're wanting just inner peace, within yourself, balance, and really kind of opening up to receiving wisdom that can support you can be very, very powerful. A lot of earth angels have come into this life to evolve through stigmas, projections, reflections, old paradigms of, dysfunctional family dynamics. And I say that, I use the word dysfunction in, for me, I see it in a blessed way, and there's dysfunction everywhere. And it's so powerful because it's through the dysfunction that we can really dig in, evolve, and grow. And it is worth it to go through that pain, to go through that sadness, to go through that darkness, to come out on the other side. It's like a majority of the population is afraid of that. So they will escape into external things until, a lot of times until depression or addiction or something pulls them out of it, right? It's very much a common stage for humanity. And there are plenty of people in this world who are not, but for the earth angels, pain is a pathway for us. And so, I was perfectly happy in my apartment, with my business, being of service, loving my life exactly as it was, being completely satisfied, enjoying my body, enjoying the inner peace, enjoying my sanctuary and my quiet. And it is from that place that I opened up to the idea of partnership if it was meant to be, right? As that was something that I felt like I could learn more from, and that I had learned a lot about myself. And as I've mentioned in other videos, and that aligned almost right away. And it was not me necessarily looking, it was me being open to receiving. Now I'm going to say this, and there's so many aspects of this story, but this is part of who I am. But if you think about the basics of the Bible, God put Adam to sleep, right? And this could be literal or figurative to you, however you want to translate it. God put Adam to sleep, and he took a rib and created Eve, right? The feminine energy. And Eve evolved and grew, and she became her own woman, right? And when she was happy with herself, when she was whole and she was doing her work and, in her divine feminine essence, that is when God woke up Adam, and Adam found Eve, right? So we're in this vibration, whether you're masculine or feminine energy watching this. It's the inner work in the space that we're in that attracts in the new partner, the new love, the new family, community, and friends. And so as you continue to work on your own healing and you continue to evolve, like, people are going to come in and out of your lives. And that could be something that you've experienced. Again, this could also be you rediscovering and falling in love with a part of you that you've rejected. Maybe it's part of you falling in love with your own physical body and accepting your body as it is. Maybe this is part of you really standing in the essence of who you are and your identity and the person that you are. If you've been living in a world where people have been telling you, you should be this, you should be that, you need to look like this way, or you need to act like this way, right? Fully embracing that energy. And remember, everybody's in a stage, everybody's continuing to evolve and grow in some form or another. And last week we talked about like competition and, then kind of staying in our own lane. And I want to say that again this week. It's really important for us to stay in our own lane and not necessarily get involved in what everybody else is doing and how they're doing it, right? Because you have your own compass, you have your own map, and you have your own pathway. So if you have been in a place of shedding and releasing and purging and, or sadness, or there's been depression, or there's been loneliness, know that, Raguel is going to help you this week shift the energy, make adjustments so that you can be open to love, whatever that means to you, loving yourself, rediscovering love in your relationship, right? So, I got into I connected with my boyfriend, and we had a really beautiful couple months before I had 3 major losses in my life, 3 significant losses that really took me out, my friends, So it was like, I remember thinking, like, how could I be so happy and grateful in one area of my life, and then in another area be so sad, right? And so, I want to say is like, you want to remember to embrace all aspects of the experiences that you're having. It doesn't have to be either or. And I was grateful for all of it, and all of it made me sad and then made me have inner peace and see things from different angles. It cracked me open. It helped me be more softer and more vulnerable and more in tune and connected as I am growing in love and healing from loss, right? It's such a crazy paradigm, but I know I'm not the only one having these experiences. There's so many people in this world, especially earth angels, who are experiencing these shifts, right? You're cleansing, you're clearing, you're shifting. This is why it's so important to remember to come back to the self, to be in love with yourself and the essence of who you are, right? It's so powerful. All right, so action steps this week. Hold on a second. I just want to get some water. My apartment is dry. Let me see here. What action steps can you take this week to support your healing? I like to pull 2 of these. So what action steps can you take to support your healing this week? Tell God and the angels how you feel. Oh, yes. So again, I want to go back to where I was saying with the Archangel Raguel, expressing, I feel out of balance. I feel confused. I feel out of sorts. I feel unloved. I think I shared a couple weeks ago, I was going through a really hard experience, and I was just crawling out of my skin, and I just felt trapped, and I just felt like, I couldn't see clarity, understand why things were happening the way they were happening. And I remember just saying, like, God help me. I am scared, confused, angry, all of it. And so this week, again, if you're having experiences, I always try to remind, my clients and, the people in my life, let the angels and God be a go-to as opposed to a last resort. They are your first family. They are, your friends. They are your confidants. They are your coaches. They are your master teachers. And everybody has different aspects. So whether it is gods or goddesses you work with, whether it is masters or gurus or, ascended masters or archangels, creating this network of family, of friends in the divine, will help you have more clarity and insights about the experiences you're having, and you can move through them easier. So again, you're not alone here, and the angels are very much aware of your desire to love again, just to be in love with life, to feel good again, right? We're just coming out of all this crazy retrograde energy, an entire year 2020 and 2021, where there were incredible astrological shifts and alignments and squares and conjuncts and all that crazy stuff, right? So we're just about coming out of that cloud. And so this would be a good time to maybe journal, write God a letter, write the Archangel Raguel a letter if that feels more comfortable for you, and then fold it up and kind of put it in an envelope and, leave it on a dresser or an altar as like mail for the divine, right? So if you're not sure what to do, or you're struggling with an experience, an emotion, give it to God. And then we have, you are a wonderful person. Aw, friends, that is so beautiful. You are a wonderful person, right? So I think that's such a beautiful reminder. You are enough. You are divine personified as you are. And again, this is a part of receiving, right? So maybe you've had an experience with someone in your life who's told you you're not good enough, or you shouldn't this, or you shouldn't that, or shame on you for, whatever, fill in the blank. And this would be a really great week for you to dump all that, filter it out, get rid of it, dig literally, if you have a backyard, dig a shovel, write it all down, bury it, release it, write it on toilet paper and flush it down the toilet, and then really turn the dial on, okay, how is it that I want to feel, right? And so just kind of sitting with this energy of you are a wonderful person, just really being able to soak in and receive that energy. And if you feel resistance to it, that's where your work is. Why don't I feel like a wonderful person? And if you're thinking about all the things you shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Know that those are probably seeds that have been planted by somebody at some point. No judgment. They're a teacher for you in some way. But it's really time to, before we can align with romantic love, we have to be in love with ourselves in a spiritual pride kind of way. We're not talking about ego boastful pride or ego conceit in love with yourself. We're talking about allowing yourself to be so proud of who you are, how you've shown up to things, the integrity, the gifts that you have, the genuine kindness that you have. And, I understand that that's been taken advantage of and abused and hurt and, betrayed for many of you in this life, and being able to release them, blow them away in the wind, thank them for, what you've learned from those experiences, and then get back to falling in love with yourself. If you keep telling yourself you're not enough, you're not this, you're not that, I should have this, I should have that, you're beating yourself up, right? Which is only going to keep you in that space, and then you may unconsciously align to that energy, right? So we're really shifting out this energy. Remember, this 9-year cycle that started in 2017 for, right? Yes. So 2017 started a brand new 9-year cycle for Mother Earth. And this 9-year cycle, we're in the 6th of that 9-year cycle, will go to about 2025. 2025 is the ending of a 9-year cycle. And then we'll start in 2026 a brand new 9-year cycle for the universal energy on this planet. So this 9-year cycle, the themes that I've been feeling since 2017 is this is the 9-year cycle to reintegrate the energy of true love back on the planet. And for the first 5 years, and now we're going into the 6th, for the first 5 years, it's been all about acts of self-love, deep inner healing. I mean, I'm talking about therapeutic healing. I'm talking about digging into the nitty-gritty. If you're a feminine energy watching this, you are dumping and purging and releasing the paradigms of an unjust system, right, on the feminine energy for eons, right? You are in an energy of freedom and liberation. And of course, you know, if you're masculine watching this too, you have that within you as well. We all have feminine within us. So the feminine energy on this planet is being liberated and free, and we're restoring balance. So we really have to embrace the gifts of the masculine and the feminine, right? And then from there, we're starting to see a lot of spiritually aligned partners coming together. So you may see in your own relationship, you evolving and growing together. Unfortunately, chances are if you're with a partner who's not evolving, or really kind of like staying like stuck in a sense, or stubborn in a sense, it can be really challenging to continue to evolve and grow. So it may be like growing farther apart, which could eventually bring you back together, but understand that your growth is your own. And you can't force somebody to make changes or adjustments. And I promise you, for the most part, for many of you, if you continue to work on yourselves and in your authentic self, and you grow and evolve, you know, that person in your life will either come closer or will shift out in an organic way. You've got to be okay with whatever happens next, right? So, you know, getting back to falling in love with yourself, right? And really enjoying, and from a non-bitter, from a non, you know, aggressive space, being able to get into that, I'm really in love with life. I'm really enjoying creating. I'm really enjoying my friends, my family. And if you're not, you are working towards aligning into new communities, right? So, and this is how we reintegrate the energy of true love back on the planet, right? Everything we do for ourselves in a healing way is an act of self-love. Even choosing not to have certain experiences or thoughts or energies in our lives is an act of self-love and self-preservation, and it's a really beautiful thing, right? You know, so from, you know, this year, 2022 to 2025, you know, we're going to start to see a lot of spiritually aligned partners coming together and creating deeper love within their partnership, and then that energy is going to expand out on the planet. So there's a lot of, last couple of weeks we've been talking about illusion and distraction and, you know, those things that we escape into. So this would be a great week to ask yourself, what's filling your time and energy, and is it contributing to the quality of life that you want to create for yourself? Again, it's just to take a peek and to take a look at, or invite Raguel in, and he will certainly let you know. So I love that. You are a wonderful person. I think it's a really great reminder for all of us who are doing this evolutionary work and growth on this planet. So what are you being gifted with this week? What's the most important thing you're being gifted with this week through these experiences that you're having? Okay, so that, all right, you're being gifted with celebration. I'm hearing that song. I don't want to sing it because it's embarrassing. Celebrate good times. Come on. So I feel like, look, this angel has hands up to the sky. Mother Moon is full of light. Again, this is the representation of the feminine energy. It's like being liberated from the darkness, but remember, that is where your power is: the unseen, the unknown, the magic, the mystery, right? That is the essence of the divine feminine energy, right? And it's not an energy that many are comfortable working in because there has been so much demonizing it, oppression, suppression, right? And again, I'm not talking about political feminism. That's a whole different vibration. I'm talking about harmony and balance and restoration of the gifts of the divine masculine and the gifts of the divine feminine. And, so many of you can, make money. You can support yourself. You're independent. If you need to come through something, you will, right? And so now it's time to kind of shift in and develop those feeling parts of you, that part of you that wants to connect, that part of you that wants to, dig into your intuition and feel on deeper levels, feel good. And so I feel like you're being gifted with the energy of let's celebrate. I feel like this is like you've come out of hard times. The worst is behind you. And remember, that's all a choice. We can drag this stuff along with us, or we can release it in 2021 and the energy prior. So I feel like they want to gift you with celebration, having a good time, laughing, playing, singing, and dancing, and being in love, and really celebrating your humanness, right, and your gifts. I love that. All right, so final card here. I'm going to ask the angels, what overall prayer can support you this week? This could be a prayer that you come back to if things are getting a little stormy or, confusing. What prayer would most support the EarthAngel Collective this week? I'll pull two here. Again, I'm just thinking about how funny, like, celebration literally just leaped out of the deck. So receive that this week. All right, so we have, peace and harmony. This is so perfect. Archangel Raguel, friends, I'm telling you. I mean, those of you who have been watching my channel, this is the fun stuff. I love, come on. So that is an exclamation point this week. I don't think I said it, but Archangel Raguel, I connect him with like the sky blue color, and the justice scale comes up. If I start to see that, like those puffy white clouds like in the sky, or pictures like that connects me with the Archangel Raguel. So right here it says, thank you, Raguel, for surrounding my life in a harmonious light. That is so beautiful. Raguel, you're so awesome. And I encourage you too. So there's only so much I can say on here, but I encourage you to go online and whatever your search engine is, put in the Archangel Raguel, and he may bring a page to you that has more insight. Maybe there's a prayer a different prayer. Maybe there's more insight and information that can support you. But I really encourage you to get to know the angels. That was my first love. They were my pathway back to the light. And, if you've been really stuck, this is a really great angel for you to work with. I love that he came out twice. I want to do like the happy dance, right? This is the fun part. All right. And so the other card that came out is live your joy. Yes. Celebrate, live your joy. Again, if you are feeling this energy, like I've been feeling more playful and more giddy and more laughter and more excitement. Remember, those that feel on a deep core level, whether it's pain, sadness, loneliness, and overcome it, know that on the other side of the coin, you will feel an elevated version of happiness and inner peace and love and joy, right? So, and this is kind of like the duality that's one and the same, right? It's such a dance with life. And, I remember this now, of course, and this is why I put these things out there, to be able to support you if you're not in that space, to know that you will come out even better, right? So live your joy, whatever that means to you. Look, there's this happiness. We have the moon energy here. We have butterflies, leaping in the air. It says, thank you, angels, for supporting me as I follow my joy. So I know there are many of you that are creating and you're learning and you're evolving and you're shifting. And, this is really powerful work. It's really powerful to heal the planet, right? Instead of going out to be of service, the work you're doing on yourself is where the power is to shift things, in your home, in your neighborhood, in your state, in your community, in your country, and in the world, right? And there's beacons of light all over the world that are, expanding in this space. So I love it. This was such a beautiful reading this week. I'm seeing so many blues and purples, so I feel like all of this energy is up in the third eye, the throat, the third eye, the crown chakra, right? There's such a harmony of colors here. So look up, my friends. The best is yet to be. I love it. All right, so let me close space. Let me thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Divine Mother and Father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you this week, especially the Archangel Raguel. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. All right, friends. So as always, if I can support you in any way, again, you can go through my playlists and you can go through past readings. There's so much information there that you could benefit from. I do have a podcast where I talk about the angels. So, what I'll do is I'll link my Archangel Raguel podcast in the description box below. So if you want to go and you want to hear more about my stories with the Archangel Raguel, I will do that. I believe I did one on Archangel Raguel. I'm pretty sure I did all of them. So I will link that below. And then, of course, if you want to book a one-on-one session, if there is a question you have, if there's something you want to hash out, if there's something you want to know more of with regards to life purpose and what your numbers are and all that jazz, the information is in the description box below this video. So thank you so much for being here. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.